Hello, Mr. Arun. Yeah.
Kurutvam kalyanam arogyam dhanasampadah Shubham kurutvam kalyanam arogyam dhanasampadah Shatrubuddhi vinashaya Deepajyotirnamostute Deepajyotirnamostute Shubham kurutvam kalyanam आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
Good evening to everyone. A very warm welcome from KSOGA. Nice there, it gives us immense pride, and it's a huge privilege for us to launch this score today. This is the dream project of our. It is actually the flagship campaign, I must say, of Dr. Durga Das Asrana's presidential year in KSOGA, and he has been thinking about it, talking about it for a very long time. And we are delighted that the Almighty has brought us all together for such an important cause for betterment of women's health. And it is a moment of special pride and honor for KSOGA to have amongst us today two most successful POXI past presidents, inspirational in their work, and thought leaders, very mighty thought leaders, I must say, have done immense amount of work for the betterment of maternal care. So we are very grateful, Dr. Sanjay Gupte sir and Dr. Hema Divakar, for gracing the occasion today. And with those words, I shall now invite our chief patron, Dr. M.G. Hiremat, to deliver the welcome address and invite all the dignitaries.
Thank you, Shobha. Honorable Chief Guest of today's webinar, Dr. Sanjay Gupta sir. Guest of honor, none other than Dr. Hema Divakar. President Dr. Durga Das, Secretary Shobha, and a huge number of participants. I am really delighted to be along with you on this very important project which Dr. Durga Das has taken up during his tenure as a president. As rightly told by Shobha, he was thinking of this project for a long time, and today is a golden day that it is going to start. That too with the inaugural address by our Dr. Sanjay Gupta sir, who has made so much for the Gestosis. I have no words to tell about it. And Dr. Sanjay Gupta sir, when he was the president of FOXI, even before that also, he was so keen that this registry must be done, and every woman who are suffering with hypertension must be registered, and we must bring down the mortality, morbidity, which is the leading cause of maternal death in our country. I think Dr. Sanjay Gupta sir, with your great effort, everybody has taken to their heart. They have worked very hard to support your project, and this project has made a lot of difference in the well-being of the woman, and especially in reducing the maternal mortality. And not only that, during his tenure as a president, Dr. Sanjay Gupta sir, even Dr. Hema Divakar, who took up the diabetes in pregnancy as her project, both have made a lot of difference. Today, if at all we are seeing the reduced maternal mortality, it is because of these two projects, which everyone has understood this problem, which everyone is following the guidelines which are given in this project. And today we are able to do a lot for the women who are suffering with hypertension and diabetes. I would like to congratulate Dr. Sanjay Gupte and Dr. Hema Divakar, both of them, who have done a human service to the woman by bringing these two projects. And today, Durga Das and Shobha have brought them here. I don't want to take too much of time because I have not met them for a long time. So I want to see them, they addressing this issue. I wish all the best for this webinar. Thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you, Shobha.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. And just to kind of add there that Hiremat sir has been the guiding light for KSOGA for so many years. He has been the founder secretary, the founder patron, and without him, I think no major decisions are taken. And as Dr. Durgadas planned, he was very strongly encouraged by Hiremat sir. And so we are able to be here at this happy moment. And now I invite our esteemed president, the very, very diligent, a man of very high integrity and straightforward thoughts, and very committed person, Dr. Durgadas Asrana, to give his presidential address for this small gathering. Welcome.
Good evening, respected Dr. Sanjay Gupta sir.
Arun, we will share only the guests of honor CV so that it will save time and right?
Okay.
Please.
Good evening, respected Dr. Sanjay Gupta sir, my dear Dr. Hema Divakar madam, and my family of KSOGA. Today is a very auspicious day, not only for me, but for the whole of KSOGA, because my vision of introducing or implementing Gestosis Score among the obstetricians in KSOGA is getting launched today by none other than Dr. Sanjay Gupta and Dr. Hema Divakar. I need not say anything about the Gestosis Score. My vision, when in April, when I took as the president of KSOGA, I had three visions in my mind. One is the scientific activity. Second is something to do for the public. Third is to do something for our own obstetricians community. To start with the first project, just before taking up the project, I met so many good teachers and good clinicians of Karnataka and selected 12 gems and made them as the chairpersons of different committees of KSOGA. Today, we have 12 committees, and each one is a gem. Like I need not say the words, names like Dr. Raju Reddy, Prabha Desai, so many. I cannot say each one's name. They're giving the feast of knowledge every time whenever they conduct the webinar. That is of such a rich quality. Second is to do something to the society. It was really bothering me. How can I do something to the society? Then the idea of implementing Gestosis Score by each and every obstetrician is the most important thing which I can implement. That came into mind. Then I went, to tell you frankly, I went to Vishnu Priya's house twice. We had a long-term discussion. We developed the QR code. So many things have rolled up, which I think Vishnu Priya is going to tell about these things. So today is the day that too in the presence of Dr. Sanjay Gupta and Hema Divakar, the things are getting launched. The third is the protection for all the obstetricians. I want to implement insurance scheme for the obstetricians. Probably that will roll in January, because November I have to conduct the state conference. By December I'll have a small gap. Then probably by January the implementation of the insurance to each and every obstetrician of KSOGA. These are the three major things which was there in my mind. So with these few words, I want to give the platform to the stalwarts, and I want to hear what Vishnu Priya is going to tell. Vishnu Priya and Madhava is going to tell about the program, how it is been spread out. Thank you. I'm really honored with the presence of Dr. Sanjay Gupta and Dr. Hema Divakar. Thanks, Dr. M.J. Hiremat sir, Nagaraj sir, Kasturi, Bellar, of course, Shobhagudi, Bharati, Rajashri, and all my KSOGA family. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Durgadas. As you said, it gives us immense pleasure to see so many seniors from Foxy and from KSOGA here. Dr. Ambrish Bandiwad is also there amongst us. Dr. Sheila Mane is there, the past vice president of Foxy and the incoming chair of ICOG. And I can also see many other seniors. Rajashri Palladi is the president-elect. And I think one of the key strategies of Dr. Durgadas has been that he has empowered the generation, the second generation of consultants, the younger brigade, and that is how this project is going to go forward. He has identified two very able young KSOGians to take this forward, Dr. Vishnu Priya and Dr. Madhva Prasad. But first, let us bring in the guests of honor and let us hear from them the pearls of wisdom and the direction that they are going to give to this project so that we can follow it to its success. So can I have the CV of Gupte sir first? Yeah, so I don't think sir needs much of an introduction, but I remember that when I started working along with Hema as president, because she was the one who roped me into Foxy. Before that, I was a very hard worker for BSOG. And that is when I came to know sir very closely. And sir has been an inspiration for me and for many people like me who have worked their way up the Foxy path. He is, of course, running a very successful Ops and Gynae Center at Pune and has been doing very rich quality work. And I have had the opportunity to know about his work on the vaginal microbiome also in preterm labor, which I have always been aspiring to join. But most importantly, sir's work is very well known for his in the field of hypertensive disorders of pregnancy. And as past president of the Gestosis India chapter, he did bring in a high level of awareness. Even when he was president of Foxy, I think reaching the unreached and eclampsia registry was what he started, and it was a huge success. And a lot of data got collected during his presidential year. Sir is internationally acclaimed speaker, to say the least, and he has been part of multiple research projects, and he has been a guiding light for many chairpersons and vice presidents in Foxy. And he has made many successful leaders. Thank you, sir. Sir, we await your words of wisdom, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Please stop sharing, Arun.
Right. First of all, let me congratulate the whole KSOGA family for such a wonderful concept itself. And it's wonderful to have the chief patron, Dr. M.G. Hiremat sir. We have been a very close friends for a very, very long time. And I think last almost 40 years, if I may so, we have worked together. So it's so wonderful to see him here chairing the whole session. Then my co sort of guest of honor, Dr. Hema, again a very close friend, and having her here for this launch is wonderful. I met Dr. Durgadas and he told me the concept a few days back, about this, and it's such a wonderful concept of launching this program. And Shobha and youngsters Vishnu Priya and Madhav and all, really I must congratulate you. And it's so wonderful to see all the friends. I can see Dr. Sheila, Dr. Suchitra is here from Mumbai. And I can't, if you enumerate, I'll have to enumerate all the 100 names, because all are very close friend. Dr. Bellard, again, a very close friend who is here. So I'm really honored and excited to see all the friends on this platform. Now, coming little bit to the topic itself, because we must not just launch it, but should actually say why it is relevant, because even now, and not only in our country or LMICs, but even world over, even in developed countries, these hypertensive diseases of pregnancy, or what we rightly call as gestosis, because that's more of an apt name than preeclampsia or eclampsia, because we now know that it doesn't require even edema, proteinuria, or even hypertension to have this particular condition, because there are so many subgroups of this, and that's why there is multiple sort of etiology of this condition. And that's why to anticipate this condition, to deal with this condition, try and prevent it, is going to go a long way in avoiding the maternal mortality and morbidity. And believe me, if you see even the Western countries latest statistics, we find that this is now has become number one, morbid and mortality, or number one killer in those countries, because the countries like this, and now we are also controlling hemorrhage and sepsis, and so this has become the number one killer for the women, and that's why we must do something about it. If we take the statistics in our country, there will be 10 times more chance of a pregnant woman dying of preeclampsia or eclampsia compared to Western countries. So we have to a long way to go while using it. And how do we do that? We have to create awareness first amongst the doctors and then amongst our patients. And why that is so important? Because you take it any language in India, and try and translate this gestosis or preeclampsia in that language, and there is no correct word for this particular condition. And if there is no exactly correct word for this condition, then how do we explain the patients that what this condition is? The patient comes in walking to us, and a little bit of edema, a little bit of tiredness, and when we examine her and we tell her that her BP is something like 180 and 120, and she is serious, and tell the relatives, oh, she has to be admitted, and something very risky is happening, they just don't believe us because they are not aware. They say that our patient has come in walking, and also this awareness, creating awareness amongst the patient about this condition is also very, very important. But it has to start obviously with obstetricians, and that's where the Gestosis score really goes a long way, because this is the simplest possible score. Even our Anganwadi workers or health workers out there in the periphery can go through this list and just tick mark the list and score. And though the US and especially in UK, they have come out with different ways of monitoring, including the split and biomarkers and uterine artery Doppler and everything. We know about the ASPRI study, and yes, 150 milligram that they used in their study prevented 60% of early onset preeclampsia. But still, the problem is not just early onset preeclampsia, but also late onset preeclampsia, because we can't forget that late onset preeclampsia is at least 7 times more than early onset preeclampsia, and that's why the morbidity is definitely more. So many interesting theories keep on coming. This particular condition is still evolving. We used to say that it was because of endothelial dysfunction. Yes, endothelial dysfunction and placental dysfunction is there, but why that is so? That is because of one, comorbidities. It is because of the genetic issues, because it comes through the families. It is because of immune issues. So there are various factors getting together to cause this particular problem. And when we see this condition, it is multifaceted. And some very interesting new theories that are coming in. You must have heard Professor Baski Thingalingam, who has said, who is now saying that this is all because of pre-existing cardiovascular, cardiac issues. That means the cardiac system of the patient is compromised even from first trimester. And if you do Doppler studies, echo studies, and then you may be able to predict this early onset preeclampsia by cardiovascular studies in first trimester, or late preeclampsia by doing these studies later on around 34, 37 weeks. But that's what we are saying about our Gestosis score, that you do the Gestosis score not only in first trimester, but do it again in second trimester and in third trimester. And then you will be able to even predict the term preeclampsia, which is very difficult to predict by any other means. The other interesting studies now are showing that when we are doing this, ART and ICSI and all that, these in patients, because we are stimulating the ovaries to a great extent, that is leading to ROS production, and that is also the major cause nowadays for this gestosis coming in the patients. Not only that, they did correlation with telomeres and the ICSI procedures, and the telomeres, maternal telomeres, are actually getting hampered, and getting destroyed or shortened because of these procedures. And that is one of the reasons why these conditions are more common in these patients. So I think there are so many new thoughts that we have to look at. This condition we have to look at not just as one condition, but there are many subgroupings. And we know about early onset, late onset preeclampsia. We know about mild and, or rather, severe and non-severe preeclampsia. But we have to think about atypical preeclampsias. We have to think about all the various other situations, especially atypical postpartum preeclampsia, and following up these patients years together later on, just like we do in diabetes, because they are the ones who are going to end up with cardiovascular issues later on. So this is very fascinating topic. What I'm trying to say is that we all have to get really involved with you'll find that every single patient shows you something different, in her presentation, in her management. And if you go deeply into this, you will more and more appreciate how multifaceted this condition is. And that's why I'm very happy today that this Gestosis score is being launched with so many good obstetricians around. I'm sure Dr. Sheila told me that it's already included in the Karnataka, government's case paper. So that's wonderful work that is being done. And I think Dr. Sheila and all who guided that must also be congratulated. And now, Dr. Durga Das and Dr. Shobha are bringing it to the practitioners in a very easy manner of just with a simple way of getting to it. And if we can collect the data, Dr. Durga Das and Dr. Shobha, my request to you is, through this, if we can gather the data together, I think that will be a huge, wonderful study for our country. And don't restrict it only to Karnataka, because the good work you're doing, we must take it to the whole country. It's badly needed. And so I hope you will also work on that. And later on, maybe in a couple of years, we'll have this same followed all over the country. And I think that will really reduce the maternal morbidity and mortality. So great congratulations to you all for coming up with such a wonderful idea. And I wish you all the best, and always be there to help and support whichever way you are. Thank you, Dr. Durga Das and Dr. Shobha, for having me here for this launch. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks, sir, for those words. And we will look up to you for guidance and any challenges that come in the path of implementation. And our young brigade will trouble you from time to time, I'm sure. And we are very grateful that you are inside the scheme of things for this project. Can I have the CV of the other guest of honor, our beloved Dr. Hema Divakar? So it is wonderful to see Suchitra Madam also here, the past president of Gestosis. Ma'am, we'll come back to you.
Hello.
After. Hello, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am, to KSOGA. Thank you for being here. So it is very difficult to show the lamp, lit lamp to the sun, but I'll make an attempt, Hema. You are so well known to KSOGA, much more than what I can tell them actually. But then everyone knows that you are running this wonderful institution, Devakar Specialty Hospital at Bengaluru, and very, very importantly, you're also heading the organization Artist. You're the CEO and chairman. And right now, you're representing our country as director of the FIGO division of Well Women Healthcare, and your post is till year 2027. And we know that every day of this period is going to be very fruitful for FIGO as well as for India. You have already completed another FIGO chairpersonship. Of course, you were the FOXY president of 2013, and you led the B team from Bengaluru, and we are so grateful for that. You're the national technical convener for FOXY Manyata project. I think many practitioners have benefited from your training of Manyata, the quality initiative. So we welcome you now. You have been a past president of KSOGA as well. So this is your home turf. It belongs more to you than to us. But we are waiting for your words, Hema.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಶೋಭಾ. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಮಂಜುಮಲ್ ಬಾಯ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ನೋಡಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ KSOGA ಮಂಜುಮಲ್ ಬಾಯ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಬರೋದು ಹಿರೇಮಠ್, ದುರ್ಗಾದಾಸ್, ಅಂಬರೀಶ್, ಸಜ್ಜನ್, ನಾಗರಾಜ್, ಬೆಲ್ಲಡ್, ಇವ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಒಟ್ಟು ಕೂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ there's such a positive spirit and such a support from each other that ನಮ್ದು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಆಗೇ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನಮಗೆ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಎವರ್ ಅಗೇನ್. ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಅಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಟು ಆಲ್ ಆ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೀಪಲ್. ವಿ ಆರ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ at it, constantly, and I'm very grateful for the connects that I have. And what to speak of Shobha and Shobha Gudi, Shobha Bembelgi, who is holding the post of secretary and the treasurer, and our evergreen Vidya Tobbi, Vidya Bhatt, Rajashri, Sonia, Bharti, everyone always constantly standing in support. So we know that we can achieve a lot by putting our act together. And this is the day from ideas to action. And Durga, I would call this a 3G initiative. Why? Because the first G yesterday and it's ongoing, Ganesha, that all of us have experienced the grace of God, and may it continue to bestow the best things to happen in this Make in India Gestosis score that you're launching today. The second G is that Gestosis, that is, the whole Gestosis cell. In every cell, in every DNA, this should go. That's the whole idea. So cell has been established by Vishnupriya and Madhav Prasad. We are going to be chasing you for making the cells really active in everybody's DNA, for sure. Okay. And the third G, Gupte. So it is Ganesha, Gestosis, and Gupte. That is the combination, the 3G that you're launching. We're so very proud of what we are doing together today. And two very important mentions I have to make. I have also been the past president of Gestosis, but at that point in time, I never understood. I said, what Gestosis? What? Just because Sanjay was saying, we were in it. Then he was like, what? You don't understand? Proptosis, hemoptosis, so many oses. It is all pathology, because he's trying to too much explain. I said, okay. Whatever you tell, we will do. You know that. Okay. So we will anyway. So after the first Congress, when the Western Hotel was inaugurated, Gestosis happened over there with Dr. Girija Awad. So that's another G to be added to this whole gamut of Gs. So that was a huge eye-opener, with fantastic solvers from the globe coming and telling us so much about what we don't know. So that was and then I happened to be the president of Gestosis. Then we had two opportunities to bring the Gestosis conference to our own city of Bengaluru. And then it was very fondly handed over to Dr. Suchitra Pandit, who not only for 1 year, for a couple of years, she stood very strong leading this. And it was in Bangalore that I had tried to involve Ashma Rana from Nepal, Rohana Hatatua from Sri Lanka, and just made the wooden plaques and gave it in everybody's hand. You establish Gestosis in your own countries, whether they understand it or not. So that was the story behind Suchi and myself, like a relay, moving the Gestosis together. And to mention that Sheila Mane has really drilled it into the government segment, which is very, very crucial, because we are very proud of something so simple, so feasible, so practical, so pragmatic. Nobody should make any excuse that they can't do this. It's not rocket science. We are putting it into the Manyata program as well. We really need this to be well established, because initially when we started, anything new we do in India is looked upon with a great suspicion. Oh, you don't have enough evidence, you don't have enough data, you don't have this, that. Now we have put our act together. There is a robust evidence, there is a lot of data. It has come into the mainstream of practice, and our mission, Durga, will be accomplished when we really get this. Like once upon a time, even height, weight, BMI to note, we really struggled so much. We said, guys, do it and write it at the end of the paper. Hemoglobin, we to search somewhere whether it's there. BP, the exact method of taking the BP. All the Manyata assessors will know, and the trainers will know how difficult it is to put one simple thing of how to measure the BP. From there, our problem starts in this country. We've come a long way, because we really are proud that despite all the challenges, we've used this as opportunities, and we are moving slowly and steadily forward. And I don't think the speed is very much slower now. We are really on a fast track, and I do hope that the Karnataka team, not only in Dr. Durga Das's year, but subsequently forever and ever after, continues to do their best for all the high-risk categories, amidst which the hypertension also ranks very, very high. We know what to do, but are we doing enough? That is a question that we all ask ourselves time and again. And as I often say, the gap between knowing and doing needs to be plugged. And it's really, really for sentimental reasons that Dr. Durga Das has invited me, I know. And I respect those sentiments very fondly. And whatever it takes and whatever is expected from not only me, but our national and global leaders, we will be able to contribute to the best of our ability to make this a great success by translating it into every record, every registry, and show the impact of what this simple step has created as a huge impact. With that, I bring my 2 cents to a close and wish the program really, really the very best for all times. Namaskara.
Thank you. Thank you, Hema. That was wonderful. Wonderful. Full of energy as always. And I think it gives the right impetus for this project. Thank you so much for those words and for the assurance that you are going to be there. Of course, we know that, but we want it to be reaffirmed because it's so reassuring. So we will take more messages from all seniors who have joined in just a minute. I think Dr. Durgadas, let me invite the two young people to present the tool. Will that be okay to do that now?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So I now invite Vishnu Priya and Madhva Prasad, who are very eager to share the project and all the hard work that they have done and the groundwork and the networking that they have done so far for this implementation of Gestosis Score. So the stage is on.
Thank you, Shobha Madam. Good evening, one and all.
One brief line of introduction by each of you or for yourself so that we can save time. Yeah, you can tell yourself. Yeah.
Madam, thank you, Madam. Thank you, Shobha Madam. Myself, Dr. Vishnu Priya, Professor for Department of OBG at St. John's Medical College Hospital, Bangalore. And good evening, one and all. Respected guests of honor, Sanjay Gupta sir, Hema Devakar Madam, Patron Hiramat sir, and all my seniors and teachers. It's my honor and privilege to be a part of this Gestosis project. And I immensely thank Dr. Durgadas sir, who has given me this opportunity to go ahead and for the better implementation of this QR code. And for this, we have come up with a QR code for the Gestosis score, which is very simpler, as Hema Madam was telling, and which will be elaborated by my colleague, Dr. Madhva Prasad. I would like to share my PPT. Arun, you can share the PPT, please. This is the implementation of early screening for preeclampsia using Gestosis Score, a KSOGA presidential initiative. We all know what is preeclampsia and what are its various consequences. I don't want to go into the depth of this topic. Going ahead. Arun, can you just move the slides? We all know about the burden of the disease being the maternal mortality being very high and stillbirth rate. And we have SDGs, that is SDG 3, which has been put forward by WHO. And by 2030, we need to reduce the maternal mortality to the single digit rate. And as the cause for the maternal mortality, preeclampsia being one of the cause, and it's a significant reason for the maternal and neonatal morbidity and mortality. So the Gestosis score, and we have a wonder molecule that is ecosprin, that is aspirin. Aspirin, a drug with multiple positive benefits that we have in pregnancy. And this is the slide which shows the mechanism of action of the aspirin at various levels. At placenta, proangiogenic, it has a vasodilatation, antithrombotic, and mainly anti-inflammatory, antioxidant effects. Arun, you can move the slides.
You have to say next, Vishnu.
Yes, madam. Yes. And what has changed in these recent years? We have a CLASP trial which has come up in 1994, and we have latest aspirin study results. And most of the organizations recommend screening and usage of aspirin. And what has changed in these recent years? Next. And recommendations on screening for preeclampsia, that is starting aspirin, is well known and universally accepted and endorsed by various organizations all across the globe. FIGO, NICE, ACOG, and SOGC. Next. To summarize, preeclampsia being one of the causes for the maternal morbidity and mortality, starting aspirin for those who are screen positive can reduce the adverse outcomes, whether the screening is implemented. Next. We all know once the antenatal mother comes to for the registration, we advise the various scans starting from the dating scan, then NT scan, which includes the uterine artery Doppler. Then we revert back saying that once the Doppler comes positive, then we are starting aspirin. Is it too late? Next. Starting aspirin at 11 to 12 weeks, is this too late to start the aspirin? So there comes the Gestosis score, which has a role. Next. Next. It's way back in 2019, we have a GCPR, and we have a FOXY Gestosis score for hypertensive disorders in pregnancy. Next. The Gestosis score is a risk assessment tool developed by FOXY to predict a pregnant woman's risk of developing her preeclampsia, and it assigns points as 1, 2, or 3 based upon the risk factors for preeclampsia. A total score of 3 or higher indicates that the woman is high risk for developing preeclampsia and requires more vigilant monitoring and the management. Next. So how does it work? As I said, we allocate the points, that is already the points that is score of 1, 2, and 3 are allocated based upon the risk factors, and we come with the total score, and low moderate score will be given as 2 or greater, or high risk will be score of 3 or greater. Next. And we have score 1 for age older than 35 years and younger than 19 years, and woman herself, pregnant mother being herself as a small for gestational age, interpregnancy interval of 7 years with maternal anemia, with family history of cardiovascular disease, and she herself with a known case of PCO, and with BMI of 30, more than 30. These are given score of 1, and with excessive weight gain during pregnancy and conceived with ART techniques, with map of more than 85 millimeters of mercury, with past history of dyslipidemia, short duration of sperm exposure, and being primary. These are all factors are given score 1. When it comes to the maternal hypothyroidism, gestational diabetes, hypertension disorders, that is a past history of having diabetes in her previous pregnancy with multifetal gestation, with BMI of more than 35 and family history of preeclampsia are given score of 2. And chronic autoimmune disease, chronic kidney disease, and pre-gestational type 1, type 2 diabetes are given score of 3. Next. This is how the scores are given. And the very purpose of this scoring is to early predict, and aim is to identify the high-risk pregnancies as early as possible, even at the first visit. And as Sanjay Gupta sir was telling, and it should be dynamic, and it should not be for at one point, and we need to upgrade the scoring as and when the risk factor adds. And proactively, we need to manage once the score becomes high, and with the preventive management of starting aspirin. Next. I'll hand over the platform to Madhva Prasad for the next.
So basically, the key features of Gestosis score is the feasibility, the non-invasiveness, and its high score does not raise an alarm that it requires some referral or something like that. It just suggests simple intervention and better better monitoring. Most importantly, it is adequately evidence-based. Can I have the next slide, please? So I'm just showing a few screenshots of recent publications. Only the last 2 years, there have been adequate publications on the implementation, on the usage of Gestosis score. However, these are all hospital-based studies, and nobody can question the validity of the Gestosis score. It is quite well established. Next slide, please. So coming to the crux of what we are discussing, how are we to achieve 100% implementation in all corners of the state, country moving forward? So this was the task that was given to us, and how we went about it was, next slide. So it's an electronic solution, it's online, it's free, it's easy to use, scoring is done immediately, and it can give a suggestion as to what you are going to do next. Next slide. So I will pause here for a moment. We have 146 participants here. Maybe we should take a screenshot or a photograph of this QR code for a moment. And at any point in time, this can be accessed. May I request all participants to take a moment to take a photograph of this or a screenshot of this if they are watching on. I'm sure Google Lens, works. If you click on the use the Google Lens or this one, it will directly take you to the scoring system also. So we'll come back to this also. So moving forward, next slide. Yeah. So so I've just taken screenshots of what
comes next.
See once he enters the link. So it's going to come like this. It's going to say this is an easy to access Gestosis score calculator form. Enter all the clinical details and obtain a Gestosis score. If the score more than or equal to 3, it is so this detail is already there. So next slide. Yeah. So this is what it looks like. It looks like some details are asked. Your identification, that is the doctor who's entering the detail, email ID and institute name, etc. That will form the demographics. Those are basic details. Next slide. Then starts the actual score. So in the same order that has already been mentioned for score 1, score 2, etc. So there are multiple items, as we already know. To ensure that we get an accurate score and comprehensively, so you have to go through the entire scoring pattern. It's just a simple yes no thing. Next slide. So as we keep moving down, ultimately you come to the end of the score, and you can say submit. Upon saying submit, next slide. So there is a small message which just reminds that this link is going to continue to be available, and you can say view results. Upon saying view results, next slide. Yeah. So here you can see that a score comes up. So there is, you can see that points 22 out of, so 22 is the Gestosis score for this particular patient. So we know that it is a high risk patient, and we can take appropriate clinical measures to, so if it is an early pregnancy, then aspirin, this patient requires aspirin. And if it is later pregnancy, then this patient's clinical condition has changed and requires further monitoring. And next slide. Yeah. So it's very simple. So this is all to it. So all that is asked of the participants is that you keep a photo of this QR code and display it wherever. Next slide. Yeah. So utilize it on a daily basis. If you're a practitioner, you just put it there. If you're a medical college teacher, put it up in your OPDs, share it with your PGs, put it in your WhatsApp groups, etc. And next slide. Yeah. Share the tool and make it useful. Yes.
Yeah, Mother,
Yeah.
when we fill this up, maternal anemia, no if I write, BMI more than 30, no if I write,
Yeah.
it is giving incorrect, 0 on
Ma'am,
1 point. Why it's showing incorrect? It's
No.
not incorrect, no, it's the true data that we put.
So the thing is,
Huh.
ultimately, so what happens is the score is given. It is the form is predetermined with the score. So it is for calculating the final score.
Okay.
So nothing to worry about that.
Yeah,
So
but
we are going to be concerned mainly about the final score only.
Right. Madhav, can I ask you something also? No?
Yes, sir. Yes.
It's a wonderful tool that you have developed, and I am sure it's very easy to use, and it will go a long way in
Arun, can
collecting
stop sharing, please? Yeah.
collecting the data also. So, what we need to do, and because there are so many youngsters also and so many teachers also are there, what we can further develop this tool in a sense, doing it, as I said, in first trimester, second trimester, and third trimester. And then whether we can predict, early onset preeclampsia, how many percentage, and then by doing it later, whether we are able to predict the late onset preeclampsia also. Because as we know, ASPRI study showed us that 81% prediction of early onset preeclampsia is there with all the ASPRI parameters, but only 43% late onset preeclampsia can be predicted. So we should look at whether Gestosis score goes a little further in helping, especially predicting the late onset preeclampsia. Second kind of studies that are required on this are what about the actual score? Because the score we say okay, it is 3 and above, and you start aspirin. But suppose a patient has, like you showed, a patient has score of 22 or somebody has score of 25, 30, whether she develops preeclampsia early and whether it is more severe, preeclampsia that we get. And same thing can be repeated in second and third trimester, because as the pregnancy goes on, some points are added, as you know, because patient may not have initially diabetes, but later on may develop gestational diabetes and so on. So these, what I'm saying is ki people, everybody who is watching can think about taking up these studies in their own practice or in their, all hospitals or with their own students. And then we may be able to use this Gestosis score in much better way, So just food for thought for everyone.
Yeah, and Mother, one more small thing. See, now inherited or acquired thrombophilia. You've said yes, no, but don't know also can be, na? Because so many people may not have got investigated for so many things. So where they will put their, what answer they'll put over there? Autoimmune SLE. Yes, no. There can be, don't know.
Ma'am, so
What to
the
do?
thing is,
No only, I think.
so we have not modified the original score in any way.
No, correct. So that's why I'm asking, because Dr. Gupta
So
is
it will be
gray areas.
Okay.
Yeah, some
that
dilemmas remain in
is the
response.
advantage of Gestosis score, that for
Yes.
scores like ASPRI score, we have to actually put in all the parameters.
Yes, otherwise it will not give a result.
Otherwise, yes, otherwise you don't, get the answer. Here, even if something is left blank, still, you can, do the scoring and go ahead with it. So
It will
that's an
generate a
advantage.
result even then. Yeah.
So
Yeah, Madhav, I
this-
think this must be looked upon as a dynamic score, right? It, as sir is
Yes.
telling,
Yes.
it has to be done one in every trimester.
Can I
And
say something?
also, yes, just a bit. And also I am just interested in one more thing. I really want Suchitra madam to come in now. I just want to know about the documentation part of it, and the follow-up part of it, and how are you going to track the pregnancy and have so it is an individual study which needs to be done institution based.
Yes.
There won't be
So-
any central data collection.
so
That is
we
something
had-
we have to work on. Yeah.
We had extensive discussion about this, madam. It is only the intention by Dr. Durgadas Asrana and the team with whom we had discussed was just to create a tool for implementation and nothing else. Like Dr. Sanjay Gupta just said, like first trimester, second trimester, etc. When we go into such details in the tool, there are few people who may get put away with sharing data and things like that. So, as of now, we are looking at this juncture, we just wanted to put an online tool because we looked at that difficulty. If we look at the barriers in implementing Gestosis score at the first visit, it's very simple.
No. That is not the purpose. No, that is not the purpose
That's
today.
all.
The purpose
So-
is to launch it, and you have very rightly brought out the
Yeah.
salient
So
point.
we just
Thank you.
we just want that QR code to stay
implementation.
there and people
Awareness
can
of the
utilize it.
Very, very well done.
Awareness.
Yeah.
Very well done. Very well done. Suchitra madam.
Shall I just talk about this once before madam this thing?
Yes.
Thank you everybody for the nice advices and suggestions. See, my concern was to sensitize each and every obstetrician to start using this. From there, we take it off. That was my concern. Because even just now, as Hemant Divakar was telling, knowing and implementation, there is a big gap. We'll fill up that gap. We'll start sensitizing all the KSOGians to implement that. Number one. Number two, the lacunae in these things, we'll have a consultation with the Dr. Sanjay Gupta sir and all this thing, and whatever the deficiencies, we'll start filling the gap. Number two. Now, my thought was how to popularize in our KSOGA. So, what I thought was to get into the implementation, always one should have a competition. Once there is a competition, there should be some prize. So what I did is I divided my whole tenure into small groups of 60 days each, because my tenure is hardly now three quarters, I think. So after 60 days, see, once this we will start rolling from 1st of September. Till another 2-3 days are there. I'm really thinking of conducting a workshop to the obstetricians, and if required for their staff or for their staff or for their junior doctors, how to implement this. Once they see the patient, they click the QR code, they fill up the things. Once it is filled, once it is submitted, it directly goes to the office of either Madhav Prasad or Vishnu Priya. At the end of the day, what we are planning, we are not bothered what the score is. We are bothering how many people, how many obstetricians have implemented it. Okay, so the whole duration I have split into small pieces, because see, if after 1 year nobody will get the interest. So what I did is, our first batch is of 60 days. So after 60 days, we are going to analyze how many people have implemented this project. The implementation is assessed in two categories, either as a single person or as an institution, as a medical college. Put that slide as a medical college, because medical college is a whole institution. So in each category, either institution, single category, or as implement in the institution category, I have announced 2 prizes each. That is look into the last column. First prize of 5,000 and second prize of 3,000 individual. First prize of 5,000 and second prize of 3,000 to an institution, medical college or anything. And this is split into three groups. Three quarters. From September 1st till 1st of November will be 160 days. On 1st of November, Tumkur is going to host a state conference. So whoever is who has enrolled maximum The prize will be given by the hand of either Dr. Bhaskar Pal or PC Mahapatra. Because 1st of November, Bhaskar Pal will be in Tumkur. 2nd of November, Dr. Mahapatra will be there. Similarly, in the next batch, the prize will be given by Sujitra Madam and Sanjay and Girija. In the next batch, Gorakhpur and Alpesh Gandhi. This is how I have planned for. So that, see, you divide the whole year into small pieces so that the competition will be smaller into smaller pieces. And smaller the pieces, we will not forget the things. While people are coming to to the stage in Tumkur, everybody will be sensitized. Why can't we also implement the things? My whole project is desire is to implementation. Everybody should get sensitized about that. So before that, I may conduct so many workshops. What I am planning for. And once it takes off in 1 or 2 batches, I will talk to Tamil Nadu, Kerala, or Maharashtra, so that can be spread into other states also, as Gupta sir has told just now. Okay, number 2. So with these things, I think, and the third thing is to become the member of the Gestosis cell. Anybody can become the member. There is no restriction. Only thing, they should enroll 20 participants into this cell. If the 20 participants I can enroll, then I can become the member of the Gestosis cell. That's how I have structured these things. So, of course, it's a long way to go. It's just a brainchild of mine, and I worked on this for so many days, and how to motivate the people. So many things I was thinking of. At the end of this is my structure. So, anything, suggestions or comments? Please.
Dr. Durgadas, Dr. Suchitra might lose her connectivity.
Okay,
Maybe
sorry,
we can invite Madam to speak.
Yeah,
Thank
please,
you,
please,
Dr.
please.
Durgadas. Yes,
Yeah,
yes. Can you stop sharing, please, Arun?
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. I'm sorry, I'm in the train and I'm just might lose the network. But good evening, Dr. Hema, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, Dr. Durgadas, Shobha, Sheila, and all my KSOGA friends. No, I know Durgadas had mentioned almost 6 months before to me that I'm going to work seriously on this. Very happy that you're taking it up. 2-3 things I just wanted to clarify. Somebody mentioned it Foxy Gestosis score. No, it is not. It is HDP Gestosis score. It is a product or the brainchild of the Gestosis India Association, where Korak had ideas and all 4 of us had put in the thoughts. So therefore, that we should remember that it is not a Foxy Gestosis. There is a Foxy Gestosis GCPR. That is correct. Second thing is, whenever we are talking about the Gestosis score, it's a dynamic score. You can do it at it's not just every trimester, you can do it at every visit. And after 24 or 26 weeks, there is no role of adding aspirin. But at least if you know that the risk is, the score is very high, you know that this patient needs more vigilant monitoring and needs to be transferred to a tertiary care center. Or if you are in a tertiary care center, you have to exercise vigilance, and then you can start using other parameters like the SFLIT by PLGF score to find out when to actually deliver this patient. But I think whatever the initiative you've taken, Dr. Durgadas, is very good, because at least you're making sure that people are getting more and more confident about using it. And actually, every single, even a midwife, even Anganwadi worker, or even our Asha workers can be taught to do this, because the staff nurses are doing it so nicely. So I'm sure that this will go a very long way. And before the link goes off again, I want to say thank you.
We are very grateful, Madam, that you have given time today. You have joined. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Can we take few words from Dr. Sheila Mane at this time?
Thank you, Shobha. I think there was a nice brainstorming again by the initiative of Dr. Durgadas, and Dr. Vishnu and Dr. Madhav Prasad has come out with a very innovative idea. And I think as it's been already started in Karnataka, and if we
were interested in knowing how it is going, Sheila, in the public sector.
See, now in the public sector, it has come in the Thai card. it is every DHO as well as RCH officer is been informed. The guidelines have been sent and they have to follow that. Every Thai card, the Gestosis score is entered, as you Suchitra said, and all of us, we know it is dynamic. So every visit they have to assess.
Correct.
And
That's
starting
what.
EcoSpring is not a problem. So every medical officer of PSC is also aware now that they have to do, like how, and also not only that, they also have to do GCT, and there is also color coding like Mia chart has been put up so that they enter the hemoglobin also in that. Okay, so that we know that these are the two high risk factors, you know, which we find. So everybody is aware now in Karnataka, but like we would like to take a feedback now from DHOs so that, you know, then we get a correct data. Now I think I will, I wish if we would have invited Dr. Rajkumar also today, this PPT, whatever Vishnu and Madhav has prepared, will share with the Family Welfare Department. And if the people at government level also start sending, because they see more cases. Okay, yes, of
Yes.
course, every medical college, but the maximum patients are seen in public sector, and where we will be doing the justice if we are able to collect the data. That's what we were thinking, that how to collect the data. Now we have this, so it will be easy. Do we have a column there to mention whether the type of hospital?
Yes, madam. We have
Yes,
a
yes,
call.
yes, yes, yes. It's there.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
there.
It
Right.
is there. So that again
have
will
a
tell us, you know, from where the patient has been registered. So it will be very useful to know from what strata, from where we are getting the maximum number of cases with high Gestosis score. And then further, it will help us in future to follow up that to compare the incidence of hypertension in HDP in previous year, leading to severe complications, preeclampsia and eclampsia. So that comparison also can be done, because we will be also assessing the near miss cases along with the maternal death review. So definitely it will bring down the mortality. So we will have to have a look at the near miss now once we have started doing this score. So I think this will go a long way. Okay. So we will really know that early onset, late onset, as sir has mentioned, that factor will also come, and we will be able to see the outcome of this after implementing. And I think it is like we started in government, and today's app, I think, and the initiative is a real icing on the cake. And that will take us a long way. And thank you, Dr. Durgadas, for this wonderful
Thank you,
initiative.
Sheila.
And
Thanks
yeah,
a lot.
thank you.
Thank you, Sheila. And this is a QR code. I was just thinking, let us think of it as a QR code and not as an app, isn't it, Mother? It's a QR
Yeah,
code.
yeah, QR code
Yeah,
only.
and
I mean,
yeah,
just in a hurry, I said that. It is
correct,
a
correct,
QR
correct,
code.
correct.
Yeah,
No, I saw
it's,
other messages in the chat box. That's right.
because
Dr.
we have a
Durgadas,
Laksha group. We have a Laksha group. Okay, where all the doctors who come under Laksha are there in the state Laksha group. So I hand it over to, I mean, I share it with Dr. Rajkumar, and if he shares, and I think I would like Dr. Durgadas to have one Zoom meeting where you involve the Family Welfare Department also. Dr. Durgadas.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I was concentrating on more on private sectors, like either private or medical colleges. Actually, in the beginning, my vision was to have three categories. The third one was the government. But once I saw that it has implemented in the Thai card, I thought I will. I will. That will say separate ball game. Like ANMs or Asha workers will do. So I want to sensitize the private people now. Government has
No,
done it.
that's okay.
So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was my no. That with that vision I started. Definitely, we'll go ahead with the
yeah, I think
Rajkumar meeting, and we'll have
correct.
it, madam. Definitely, we'll have
You
it.
will
I
make
will
a
arrange that.
you.
I will
Yeah.
arrange that according to everybody's convenience, and we'll see
Yes,
what to do.
Yes,
that's
madam.
great,
Yes.
Sheila. And I'm sure the president will also have some kind of a group of advisors on this, and you know, where everybody's thoughts can come, and let it be a very constructive way forward. Dr. Vidya Thupri wants to speak. Yes, Vidya.
I must congratulate Dr. Durgadas and all the leaders who have joined and they have put their whatever views here. I must also congratulate Dr. Sheila Mane. We had a great discussion, and I am putting a pilot project in Bijapur. I had a discussion with Dr. Rajkumar also. So I discussed this with Dr. Gorakh Mandrupkar, who has already done this pilot study. So that pilot study we want to do in Bijapur, and I just talked with the DHO as well as district surgeon. So here I visit various places, Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Yojana, and at least whatever, even if it is in the Thai card, we have to do some supervision how they are filling it. Now this QR code is going to help us. That also we have to teach them how to fill it, how to do it. They should not do inadvertent filling, so that our data should not damage. Because if they go on taking something, because I saw this GCT also, I was talking with Dr. Sheila that day, that AccuCheck was not working. I went there, I checked, then Dr. Sheila also commented that unless we go there, unless we visit that primary health center and then find out what is going on there, we cannot comment and we cannot bring the data. So our data should be so robust, and it should be research oriented. Just sticking and getting the data will not be helping us. So I just wanted to do this pilot project, and Sheila suggested that we start with Bijapur. So I'm planning for one visit and one meeting. So I have talked with Dr. Rajkumar, and I am submitting the pro forma to Dr. Rajkumar, and then we start with this pilot project. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Sheila, Dr. Hema, Dr. Amrish, I am seeing here, and so many other leaders of KSOGA, Dr. Kasturi, and I think Dr. Bellad also I saw, because one center is in Bijapur. So that is another biomarker coming up. So that is again a parallel study going on. So let us start with the grassroots level, and definitely we will succeed.
Thank you.
And
Thank you so much, Vidya.
Dr. Sanjay Gupta sir is also here, and Dr. Suchitra. I think Suchitra has left, but I was a part of eclampsia registry then, and for collecting data, I have got it from Dr. Shah. I got it from one of the Pune. For that eclampsia registry, that was a great initiative, but somehow it stopped. So let us have this Gestosis registry from KSOGA. So thank you very much for giving opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vidya. Thanks a lot. I wish you all the very best with your Bijapur project also, and I'm sure it will come out well. Yeah. Who is speaking now?
Can I, Rashmi here, ma'am? Can I just give one input, ma'am? Can we include something like if there is a bleeding PV in this early pregnancy, then not to start aspirin immediately? Any contraindication or something can be given as a warning sign?
I don't think that will come. What do you say, Madhu? This is perfectly formed up. See, one thing is, Rashmi, that this tool is a validated tool now. It is no longer a kind of a pilot project. It's a validated tool. Any pregnancy incidents will be a parallel event. No? And if needed, suppose she is going into miscarriage, definitely the pathway will be different. But as long as it's only a threatened miscarriage, Gestosis score will still apply, but that does not get a scoring is what I am understanding. So probably wait and watch.
No, I will just say that Dr. Rashmi Patil's question is a very valid question, but which is beyond the purview of this meeting. That's all. It's a very valid question.
Rashmi,
little digressional, yeah.
Rashmi, yes, the basic concept is to sensitize the obstetricians to get, use this, number one. Number two, even probably I may conduct the workshop also. This scoring should be done even by your assistant doctor or a senior staff. The judgment of putting you on aspirin or not is left to the obstetrician.
Correct.
Okay, so I don't want to touch that this thing.
Correct.
So Sanjay Gupta sir left. Vishnupriya, have a discussion with sir, and if any modification in this QR code, just go through that immediately as early as possible, so that we'll start taking up the workshop. Okay, I want to have workshop for the different societies before getting implemented, because if sir is leaving.
Correct.
Okay.
Any
Sure,
comments
sure.
from Dr. Kasturi and Dr.
Yeah.
Bharti, other past presidents, and Dr. Rajeshri, the president-elect? Rashmi, I just wanted to tell you that yours is related to intervention. And
Yes, ma'am.
our
If anybody in the
related to it.
periphery, if they are going to
Yes.
start this, let them look at the red flag signs also and then start this medication.
No, that is for the obstetricians.
That is
That will be
that
at
is
the
the
discretion
clinical
of the
decision.
obstetrician, Rashmi.
Yeah,
That will
yeah.
be at the discretion.
So this,
If-
it's
if
a very
you-
valid question. Only thing is when we are talking about only the scoring, then it becomes difficult to take everything into the discussion. That's all. Otherwise, it's a very valid question. Yeah. Yes, please.
Very excellent initiative from our president, Dr. Durgadas. And special thanks to, hello, I'm audible? Yeah.
Yes, madam.
Special thanks to Sanjay Gupta sir and Hema Divakar madam for putting their inputs and all the seniors for putting their inputs. I think it's a very excellent initiative by Durgadas sir. What is this? In the government setup, yes, we know. It's in the Thai card and they have to follow. But the private practitioners need to get sensitized and make it a routine practice. It's not the means they can teach their assistants or even the sisters and all to put this. And so that this sensitization is very, very important. I am very happy that it has been brought and it should be practiced by everyone. So to sensitize everyone, this initiative will go a long way. And that making that competition and all will make people participate more and more. So excellent. And I think this will save many lives because in government service, what we have seen is patients come in the last stage with all the complications, So by this scoring, if you identify these patients early, we are saving a lot in the society. We are reducing a maternal morbidity and mortality to a large extent. So really hats off to this initiative.
Thank you.
I think just a minute, Dr. Kasturi.
Yes.
I think what I feel is, in OPD, we should have one phone only meant for this only, every medical college, so that everybody who sits in the OPD, uses that phone and enters the data. So what will happen, I mean, just giving a suggestion,
Yes.
because it will not be missed, Doctor. I know in medical college, it is meant for Gestosis score. So whosoever is in OPD, it rotates amongst the residents and the consultants and they go on entering it. So that way we will have a robust data. I think every institute.
If you train some
Thank you,
sisters
Sheila.
for this and keep them in the OPD for separately for doing
That also.
for every patient, every ANC patient after making the card,
Exactly. Yeah.
they go to that, make a Gestosis score and then go to the consultant.
Yeah.
So
The
we
Thai
can
card
have
should have
one phone
the first
there.
entry.
Yeah.
Correct.
One phone is very important. Very nice suggestion.
Rajeshri?
Like we
Namaste. Very nice initiative being taken up by our dynamic president, and always he has come up with new such competitive ideas and also meaningful ideas, putting everybody on a thought process of doing something which can definitely help better. And I think as we move ahead, we'll come across some hiccups and some shortcomings,
Very
and
right.
we just have to wait, because enough amount of logistics have been spoken about and lot of things have been analyzed quite meticulously. But then when I think we should identify some 4 or 5 centers as the keynote or the nodal centers who can give us the regular feedbacks of how and the program is going ahead, and to collect the data, and if need be, discussion again to have the improvement or the enhancement or the quality control of these inputs. And actually, when Sheila ma'am was talking, it came to my mind, yes, we need to have a phone. That is a really very valid suggestion, because having a consistent phone and also having the data documented, not only just recording and giving it to the patient, that one data has to be kept with us also, so that it will give us an feedback, or it will be further useful for the research to have the comprehensive analysis of such inputs, valuable inputs, because a lot of time and lot of energy has been put into getting these important data. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I
Thank
want
you,
to clarify.
Rajeshri.
I want to clarify.
Very important. 1 minute, Mother. very important that Rajeshri is on board with this, because she needs to continue the project if possible in the next year, because there has to be some continuity of projects which will have a very long life. So thank you, Rajeshri.
Sure.
Please,
Yes,
please,
definitely.
Madhav.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please, Madhav.
Just to
I
clear.
have another doubt, if I may.
Yes.
How is this record going to be maintained? Is it going to be on the cloud, or what happens with the data which is collected? And how are we going to store it? And if, say, we after some time we want to publish a paper as to how this initiative has helped us to reduce the mortality rate in Karnataka state?
So yes, ma'am. So before we went across this to actual designing, we made sure what the objectives of this initiative is. While the objective of any implementation program is to measure the impact, it is very difficult for us to actually measure the impact without knowing what the baseline is. And number two, when we are looking at collecting patient data where where the details are from elsewhere, like, so the complex questions of, whose data is it, and, how is, today we cannot collect any proper data without an institutional ethics committee clearance, etc. So we have not entered into that realm at all. So we have simply created a tool which a practitioner, be it an institutional or an individual, can utilize, and you get a score. That is all to it. If I don't think this is going to be a tool where anybody who's using it will be able to store their own data. That is not happening, ma'am. It's not, the tool is not designed in such a way.
For storing the data.
So the user is not going to be able to store the data. That user is just going to get a score, and that's done. Now, with respect to what is going to happen to this data, this data is not going to be analyzed by anybody for the purpose of any publication, etc. at all. There is nothing. This data belongs to KSOGA, and it is going to keep moving forward. Maybe there may come a point when we hand it over to somebody else, and, this president hands over to some other president, and, it keeps moving forward. But since there is a incentive involved, sir wanted to make sure that, who is utilizing it. Whoever is utilizing it gets, a cash prize. So we have just taken that information off first. That's all. I hope these some clarity came out of this.
Yeah, I think, Madhav, you made a point that it is extremely hard to bring about a change in practice, because we have amongst KSOGians those who have practiced for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. So to make them start using something new is a very huge challenge. And I think this has been initiated by a president of the organization. And we must be very grateful to him for his thought process, because, it has allowed us all to become part of something very good, a very good intervention. And I think Gestosis Score in KSOGA in Karnataka today has been born. So it's in its infancy. So let us nurture it, let it grow, and then we will feed it more, and then we will see what becomes of the data. So I think time will be our teacher, and our patients will be our teachers. And I think by the time Rajeshri takes over, there will be some light on how the women have delivered. But that is one request of mine, that whoever uses it makes some attempt to follow these women and find out with what score, what outcome was there. So I don't think it is much to ask, because it is possible. It is not an impossible thing, but of course, it is the next level. So with that, Dr. Durgadas, I would like you to ask. Sonia is raised hand. Sonia Mani and Sonia. Just a minute.
Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, just one question. Like, if the patient comes with a Gestosis score, already they have given it in the government hospital. If they come with us for the follow-up, can we take the second this thing, or can we continue the same? Do we need to upload?
Score her again. You record that also. You score her again.
Dynamic thing.
Ma'am, one question, ma'am.
No, there shouldn't be any confusion, Soumya. It is okay to score her again.
Okay.
Shobha ma'am, one question.
Soumya,
Yeah.
Soumya, it is a dynamic score. Every visit you can keep entering. Okay.
As
It is
many times
because
as you
there are
want, Chintu,
Yeah.
but
two
So
minimum is
even if
once
they
in
have,
each trimester.
there is
if
a
they
mean
have done in
arterial pressure which changes, which can change between visit to visit. Mean arterial pressure can change from visit to visit. Weight
Only
gain
few will
can
change.
change. Yeah, only few things
Then some
change.
risk
Most of them
factors
are.
can come up, like hypothyroid.
Emerge also. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
That's why we
You
need
add
to
and it should be
revisit the score. We
Yes.
need to revisit the score and see if it has changed. Yes, Sonia. Sonia.
Madam, see, I represent a clinic
Then Shobha.
segment. I represent a clinic segment. Here, the manpower becomes a challenge. Now we are forced to actually have an ABA entry also. So the first thing is the patient comes, their personal details, hospital registration, all that actually takes 5 to 10 minutes. That is their registration to the hospital or clinic. The second thing is, yeah, the second thing is actually the vitals, what is checked. Then comes the ABA with the Aadhaar card. We have to click the Aadhaar card and that takes off another 10 minutes. See, now actually from past 2 months after Dr. Durgadas sir is explaining about gestosis, I thought I'll do a trial. I've just had a printout of this. And from past 2 months, I've been collecting the printouts where it's easy for the front desk or the receptionist or the nursing fraternity to just quickly mark through. Sometimes, many a times I've missed out because the separate phone what we have given us also, madam adral charge illa, adral aagta illa, ABA hang agoito, Aadhaar card link ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. Lot of practical problems I've encountered past 1 month. So I am asking to the forum, can we actually have a printout, physical copy, and then you have any options that we submit those physical copies?
Ma'am,
The possibility?
Ma'am, Sonia madam, even I have one, nim jotige one idu ide. Instead of soft copy, we can have a hard copy also. See, I have given this topic for my postgraduate student as a thesis topic.
Yeah,
And I have
can be
asked that girl
not a
to
problem.
submit all the hard copies to me before she submit the gestosis score. Andre madam, nam KSOGA alli documentation ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಇಂದ್ರೆ documentation ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ madam.
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ಔಟ್ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್
One suggestion to all of you is, thank you, Sonia, as Secretary of KCOG. I think you have brought out a very valid point. And also Sanjana as EC for KSOGA, you have also brought a valid point. But I think by and by we'll discuss this. As I have already said, let this project grow, let it mature. And then once you see, very early, Rashmi also posted a question. So let us all keep all these things in mind, and I'm sure the president will make a WhatsApp group for all thought leaders like you, and all of you can interact there and give you. So we'll go to Bharti. Bharti needs to talk, and then Shobha Shavi. And after that, I think if Ambrish wants to speak, otherwise Dr. Durgadas will conclude, and Dr. Shobha Bembalgi will give the vote of thanks. So we'll start with Bharti. Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Shobha. And at the outset, I would like to congratulate our president, Dr. Durgadas, for this wonderful initiative. But I would like to say that I have been part of the gestosis since almost 20-25 years. And since that time, I've always had a printed format of the gestosis score on my desk. And my staff nurses have been physically, as Dr. Sonia said, they were looking into that, and the score was entered on the case record. On the case record, we were doing this, and that was a very effective method. And of course, I agree very well with Sonia about the logistics involved with the phone being kept, because even in a single doctor clinic, which I have, my nurses do have a phone for the communication with the patient. And invariably, sometimes they don't pick. The patients complain that the call was not picked. They'll say there's no currency, madam, it is not charged. So that, I think, keeping the phone is not a very practical solution for especially people who are working in places where there are multiple consultants or multiple staff nurses involved. So probably have something that is on the desk scanned and uploaded, or you could have another option where those of them who cannot upload it immediately on the phone, we can fill up hard copies, scan the hard copies, and one hard copy will be on the case record, on the outpatient card of the patient, and one copy will be kept with the hospital and uploaded. The soft copies can be uploaded and you can make maybe a format, or we could even make an Excel sheet and add all the data onto the Excel sheet and submit it on a weekly basis, if not on a daily basis. Because that sometimes in hospitals, small hospitals and smaller centers, these staff are on rotation and they do not come. The morning staff is not there in the evening and we miss out. So this is one thing I think we need to do. And secondly, one more suggestion to the President, Dr. Durgadas, is along with the Gestosis scoring, if our consultants could just, like we were sending our to the eclampsia registry, we were sending our monthly records of how many patients of severe hypertension and how many of eclampsia we have had. So that is a parallel one. I am not, Dr. Madhu Prasad, I can see you. You're nodding your head. I'm not going to combine this with your Gestosis scoring QR code, but this is an additional thing which we can ask at least to report. If our consultants can report, we can identify the high risk zones of hypertensive disorders of pregnancy, and we could work on those areas where we are having a higher instance of hypertensive disease in pregnancy. Maybe this could be taken up by either the Safe Motherhood Committee or the Medical Disorders of Pregnancy Committee, which is already there in KSOGA. So we also get a rough idea of which are these pockets. Is it the rural area, urban area? Is it the migrant population where we are getting a higher incidence of eclampsia and hypertension? I mean, so maybe we can add that, but not into this. It is not into this. It is a parallel one. We could just ask them. Maybe many of them may not report, but at least we could start that parallelly, so that in years to come, we have started the Gestosis scoring. We have put them on aspirin, and then maybe after 3-4 years we get the data. We could see whether we have made an impact by following the Gestosis score. And down the line in 2 years, the incidence of HCP in our state has come down. And thank you. I thank Dr. Shobha and Dr. Durgadas for giving me this opportunity. And we are all there joining hands with you. And I have one more suggestion to Dr. Durgadas. I know you are going to honor and incentivize those who give the highest number of QR codes scanned. But you could also appreciate all those who participated by giving them an e-certificate.
Correct.
Thank you.
That will be great. Thank you, Bharti. That was a wonderful suggestion. And I'm sure whichever, KSOGian tells Dr. Durgadas they have started at least this many, I think he will be giving certificate. So with anything else, Shobha Shavi, you wanted to say anything?
Yes, madam. Good evening, sir.
Been there
And good
from the
evening.
very beginning. Do you want to say anything? Yeah.
Good evening, sir. Congratulations, sir. Excellent initiative, sir. Sir, actually, I wanted to share my experience with the Gestosis scoring, sir. Actually, in our hospital, we have a format like this, sir. Like once the patient comes, in the initial assessment, we have put Gestosis scoring, and every visit, a sister will do the Gestosis scoring, sir. We have been doing this since 2 years, and we have seen a marked decrease in preeclampsia cases, especially early onset eclampsia. Preeclampsia is very rare. And when it happens, usually it happens after 34-35 weeks. And it is usually very severe, sir, when it happens. So we don't have too much of time to act there. And we have also seen a lot of decrease in eclampsia cases also, sir. And so our preterm delivery rate also has decreased, and our PIH cases have also decreased, sir. So I think it is very much easy.
Thank you, Shobha.
And
Thank you.
like even private hospitals can definitely do this, sir.
Yes.
I've trained
very rightly
all
said.
our staff to do this, sir, and it has
Doctor,
really brought big difference in my
Dr.
practice.
Durgadas, any conclusions
Yes.
from you? And there can be
Yeah.
vote of thanks, sir.
Yeah. Only two things. I know everybody is not computer savvy or this QR code. Definitely, I'll think over having a hard copy and uploading as Dr. Varti told just now and Sonia told. We'll try to have the provision, the second possibility of having a hard copy also. Definitely, we'll think over that. Number one. Number two, I will ask Dr. Vishnupriya to have another discussion with Dr. Sanjay Gupta sir, and to modify QR code. Any other things are required. Lastly, I want to conduct workshop for each and every society comparatively. In that workshop, and I request all the 4 EC members to get into the action to get the members, not the president secretary alone, the members of the society to, like today we had we are touching 150. Yeah, we in Zoom we have 500 participants can join in one go. So I want to go as with the workshop for each and every society, and if I want my duty doctor to be to join for that workshop, or my senior staff want to join the workshop, I will do the provision for that, so that implementation will be more productive, more vigorous. With these few things, thank you everybody for joining. Thanks a lot. Good night. Yeah, what Shobha Shavi? Shobha Shavi, good night.
Yeah, Dr. Shobha Bembalgi for vote of thanks.
Sorry,
Yes.
sorry, Shobha Bimbalgi.
Okay.
Idana?
Idin sir. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, sir, for addressing us about the Gestosis scoring and how to take about. I thank our icon, Hema Devakar madam, for supporting us. I thank Suchitra madam. I thank our patron, Dr. Nagaraj sir and Hiramet sir. I'm extremely thankful to our president, Dr. Durgadas sir, for having taken such a noble step involving all the COSAGAINS and sensitizing them about the Gestosis scoring. I thank Shobha madam for planning and conducting this program. I thank all incoming president, Dr. Rajeshwari. I thank all the past presidents for having involved and giving active suggestion. I thank Vishnupriya and Madhav Prasad sir for presenting us about the Gestosis score. I thank all the EC members, all the presidents and secretary of the societies, and all the COSAGAINS for attending the Gestosis program and making it a big success. Thank you, everyone.
My special thanks to Dr. Vishnupriya and Dr. Madhav.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.